Hi, I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. Most of us think of paying for something as a simple transaction. You hand over the money, take the receipt, and move on. But what if the act of paying itself, how, when, even whether we pay, carries hidden meaning about our relationships with money and the people we also pay? Recently, I spoke with Vessy Tasheva, a psychoanalytic psychotherapist and a financial therapist who lives in Dublin, Ireland. In her practice, she asks clients to pay in cash at the end of each session. No credit cards, no apps, no automatic transfers, just a bill, an envelope, and a moment of direct exchange. This is really about consciousness, obviously, not convenience. She says money plays a key part in the transference and countertransference between a client and a therapist. Maybe a client forgets to pay. Maybe they overpay. Maybe they try to renegotiate the fee. Each of those things can have meaning, says Vessy. What happens at the point of payment isn't just about money. It's about what money represents. It can symbolize trust. It could embrace guilt, control, resentment, even gratitude. Ignoring that moment, as Tasheva puts it, is losing an opportunity for a friction point to produce insight. Financial friction points are when our emotions meet money, when we negotiate a raise, when we lend to a friend, or we decide whether to spend or save. These are moments when our money scripts really come alive, and often without our awareness. Someone who delays sending an invoice might not be struggling with bookkeeping. They may be wrestling with feelings of shame, fear, or rejection. Tasheva's approach invites us to notice those moments rather than gloss over them. If everything happens automatically through a standing order, she said, we lose that opportunity. There's no space for meaning to emerge. Well, you might think that sounds a little unusual, and it is, but there is science behind this. Researchers in neuroeconomics have found that paying with cash activates areas of the brain linked to emotion and self-control, while paying by card lights up the brain's reward centers. Parting with physical money registers as real loss. Behavioral studies consistently find that people spend 12 to 18% more when using cards than when paying with cash. The very act of touching and releasing money seems to bring us back into our bodies, where choices carry more weight. So all that explains why Tasheva insists on keeping payment tangible. She says some people think you're asking for cash because you don't pay taxes. She said that with a smile. Then we explore, well, where does that fit? Are they seeing me as dishonest, taking advantage? It's like a power play. The simple act of paying can reflect unconscious beliefs about fairness, trust, autonomy, and those dynamics show up not just in therapy, but in families, in the workplace, and in marriages. A partner who insists on controlling the finances may be trying to feel safe. A parent who quietly pays their adult child's bills may be expressing love or avoiding guilt. Someone who undercharges for their work might be negotiating with an old emotional debt. Now, none of this is new. Over a century ago, Sigmund Freud wrote that therapists should treat discussions of money with the same seriousness as they would a patient's dream or desires. He understood that money, like emotion, is never neutral. Every financial decision, from setting a fee to splitting a dinner check, carries an invisible emotional subtext. And so that's why awareness matters so much. When we move everything to automatic payments, we also automate away self-awareness. We lose the pause that lets us act. What's really happening here? Maybe that's the deeper wisdom in paying cash. It slows us down. It reminds us that money at its core is not just a number moving between accounts. It's a conversation, sometimes very awkward, but a conversation that often is revealing, and I would suggest always worth listening to. Thanks for listening.